We continue our reading of God's Dream for You, The Chosen, a morning devotional by author Dwight K. Nelson. Today's reading, December 28, The Gospel According to a $20 Bill. And who would dare tangle with God by messing with one of God's chosen? Who would dare even to point a finger, the one who died for us, who was raised to life for us, is in the presence of God at this very moment, sticking up for us. Romans 8:33 and 34. My retired preacher friend, Phil Dunham, in his book, Sure Salvation, tells of a speaker who held up a $20 bill. Anybody want this? Hands shot up. The speaker wadded and crumbled the bill. Still want it? Hands up again. He dropped the bill to the floor, grinding it with his heel. Want it now? Hands in the air. You see, my friend, no matter what I do to the money, you still want it because what happens to it doesn't decrease its value. So with us, crumpled, dropped, ground into the dirt by decisions we make, by circumstances in life, we feel worthless. But the truth is, no matter what has happened or what will happen, you will never lose your value in God's eyes. Dirty or clean, crumpled or finely pressed, you are still priceless to Him. Amen. Throughout the year, we've been tracking God's chosen, who have messed up time and time again. And truth be known, and it is, so have we. But what glad year-end news is this simple reminder: we have never lost our value in the eyes of God. We are still priceless to Him, even when we crash and burn just days from the promised land, just like did Moses and Aaron. We come now to the last story with a lump in our throats, for whose heart doesn't ache over the bitter sentence that because of these two leaders' very rash, very public denial of God on the borders of Canaan, both of them would have to forfeit crossing over with Israel, but would have to die this side of the promised land, just because they lost their tempers and beat the rock instead of speaking to it. But remember, that rock was Christ, 1 Corinthians 10:4, which was to be smitten only once at the beginning of their journey, a bold symbol of Jesus, once for all, smiting upon Calvary, Isaiah 53:4. To beat him again, to publicly thrash him in a fit of self-righteousness, a self-righteous rage, not only destroyed the salvation metaphor, but also denied the divine giver. Must we fetch you water out of this rock? Numbers 20:10. In Moses and Aaron meltdown are two somber lessons for the chosen. Those who receive much will be required much. The chosen and their leaders are held to a high standard. And the closer we come to the promised land, the closer must be our walk with God. The more radical must be our trust in Him. But never forget, even when you crumble, you're still precious in His sight. And God will have the last word. This concludes our reading today of God's Dream for You, The Chosen.